going on, guys? JD at JD's Custom Buggies. Give you a little update. Was here at about midnight last night. Got some things done. Got our swing arm done. Got our brake rod done. Throttle rod kit. Trying to think what else. A little testing on the bumper, paint wise. Got the swing arm done, which is cool. And rear shock mounts all set. So I'm gonna turn the camera around, give you a quick walk through what's going on. Gonna be just a quick vid because I gotta get right back to work. So let's take a look at it. So okay, let's start with the brakes. So we got our brake pedal done. Put a little extension out there to kick it out because it's got to line up with the plunger for the master cylinder and the lever there. So I made a new rod. It's out of 5/16 round stock. It's the same material I used the throttle rod kits for, but should be less flex. This is the stock one. It's like 6mm. If you put them side by side, you can see. I mean, if you guys have a stock Dune or Crossfire and you step on the brake hard enough, this thing will actually bend and flex. And wanted to eliminate some of that. So what I did for the pedal was drilled it out, put a 5/16 bolt that's threaded all the way through. Used a coupler nuts to stiffen it up. I don't know if that's going to be enough. I think this is stiff enough. I'm afraid it's going to bend the pedal, so I'm probably going to end up doing a little fab here on the pedal just to maybe like run a piece of stock diagonal this way. What I want to do is keep this from bending, so I'm going to do a little something there. Other than that, I think it's good. We're going to find out when we do a little test, and if not, I'll take the pedal or the rod and tweak it the way I need to tweak it. The gas pedal side, I did the same thing. I just it's basically the same as the throttle rod kit you'd buy from us. There's the rod. I just took a 1/4" bolt that was threaded all the way through to kind of kick it out to the right a little more. What I'm trying to do is keep the rods out of the way of the feet. Used a couple of coupler nuts to stiffen that up, and basically to get, you know, just enough thread to where I need to mount it. The holes are drilled already. The bracket for the throttle, you know, the slide rod kit is being painted right now. So I just kind of been jumping around all over the place. Got our upper shock mounts done. We finished the reinforcement on the swing arm and everything, so we lined that up and put the shocks in and got our shock mounts done. They need to be all cleaned up and ground down. Yeah, I told you it was a little cold. And the other thing is the swing arms all done. Now I had to do a little bit of I found some holes in here, some weak spot, and it's starting to rot away. So I took this leftover 5/16 round stock that I had, and then kind of tack, bend, tack, and then ran bead front and rear. So that should make that plenty strong. Did the same thing over here because I found some trouble spots on this side. Just put a piece of flat stock here just to kind of bolster that a little bit. I'm going to grind all that down, make it look pretty. This is going to get painted today. And yeah, both sides, the shock mounts are done. And then because we moved the shock mounts back, right here where the dimple is, where they bend, they make this bend at the factory. There's usually a dimple right there, which I don't understand why they put the shock mount right on top of it, because to me that's like the weakest part of the swing arm right there. It's getting the most pressure and it's got this big dimple in the side. So I took some C-channel and just to kind of strengthen all that up. So I think the swing arm is good to go. Oh yeah, we got a little test paint on the bumper. I should have probably waited. It was kind of chilly last night, and paint never goes on out of a rattle can. Usually I have my father-in-law do all the finish paint work, or finish work and paint work and whatnot. He makes it look great. Don't have time for that, and he's not available. So I mean, if my father-in-law was doing this, he would basically bondo every weld joint, make it look pretty, depending on how much somebody want to spend on it and whatnot. But he can make them. I mean, if you look at Amber's, it looks like it was poured out of a mold. There's not a weld. You don't see a weld on it. So did a little experimenting. It's supposed to be black with some flakes in it, and so what I've been doing is taking like black paint, hitting it hard, and then kind of glazing it over with like a metallic pink, and just letting the flakes float on it. I went a little heavier on this because the black paint from the cold started kind of going gray. I'm not a paint guy at all, so I went a little heavier with this, and my plan is, okay, the bumper, gonna need to redo the bumper. I'll redo the bumper. It's a bolt-on deal. But what I want to see is if I can get it to fade where you got the heavy flake here, and which is kind of cool because at different angles you don't see the flake, you know, depending on the shadow or how the light is hitting it. But kind of fade the flake back through the buggy, so as we get towards the back of the buggy, there's less, you know, so it starts out more and goes to less. So that's what I'm going to try and do. But like I said, I'm really not the paint guy, but I'm going to give it my best attempt. I mean, there's a fun part about it, trying my best to make it look cool, but we'll see what happens. So that's it for now. Gonna get back to work now. Hopefully we'll have something. This thing, I'm about to move it out and clean this mess up of a shop. I'm gonna throw it on a forklift right now and just carry it outside because I want to do a lot of sanding outside and get the shop cleaned up a little bit. It's just getting harder and harder to work in here. I hate working in a mess, and there's stuff like all over the place. All my benches have just got tools and shit all over it, and want to get rid of it. So, but hopefully we'll plan is to get paint on this frame today, get it cleaned up, get it painted, and hopefully do some assembly tomorrow if that's possible. So, gonna leave you with that now, and till the next video, I'll be back. I need another cup of coffee. If you need parts, go to gotbuggies.com, and if you like what we're doing, hit subscribe. Talk to you guys later. JD's out.